Grand Rising family, I hope you're having a great day, whatever time of day it is for you. I'm back with another video, and today I want to work on a project, and I just thought I would bring you along, show you how I go about completing this project. So what is the project? I am making a backsplash for my van so that I can have a true kitchen looking area there. So I came up with this idea months and months ago that I wanted to do it. Just kind of had to think about how I would execute it, and I had brought these stone tiles to go there because at the time when I was first doing my no build, I had the black dresser with the brown, then I had the sofa and the tan carpet and the black pillows and the tan pillows, and so it was kind of browns and black colors in there, and so the stones would go real good with that. But since then I've had time to think about how I was going to go about getting it done, and then it dawned on me that it's summer and that I wanted to kind of redecorate, because I've been buying some little items here and there to kind of brighten the space up, and I thought I want to do white because of all the brown wood in there, and most of the time I keep my shades down, so it's kind of dark in there most of the time. And so I thought if I brought that white element there, when you first come in, it's kind of bright, it's sunny, you know, it can give it a chance to breathe. You know, it's summertime, I can put my shades up and, you know, just have a whole different vibe in there. Now the area behind my dresser is a big window, but I keep the blind down because I treat that window as a wall. So I never really open that shade. So it's not like I needed that area to have light in there, because I have so many other windows in there, and I also have lights. So I'm going to put the brown kind of rocks tile on one side, and I'm going to put white tile on the opposite side. So then it will become a reversible backsplash. So I can use one for the summer, spring and summer. I can use another for the winter if I want. And it's not permanent, so I could take it down. I can move it, you know, and put it in the back somewhere if I don't want it there. And I thought this would be a good idea for those of you who live in a car or a van or RV, because you can take the same concept and you can use it for your needs. So like I said, I wanted to bring you along and show you how I'm going to make this. Now I'm going to take you outside and I'm going to show you in my van the area that I'm talking about, so you can get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. And then we'll come back in here and we'll go ahead and start on the project. Okay, let's go. So guys, this is the area that I'm talking about. So as you can see, I keep some things behind my dresser. This is the dresser, and this is the shade that's behind the dresser that I treat as a wall. So I want to put that backsplash right here in between where you see the this right here. It's going to sit right back here in between that little ledge, you know, right here in the back of the dresser. And that way, this whole area right here will become a backsplash. And so you'll have to stick around and see how it turns out. So guys, I'm back, and I went out in the van. I got all my supplies together, and I'm going to show you what you're going to need. So I have a project display board that I got from Dollar Tree. It opens up, so it's like a tri-fold board. Then I have the tiles that I'm going to use. So I have 7 of these because I couldn't find another one. Let me make sure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 of these white ones. And I have 7 of the stone ones. I have some painter's tape, some scissors, and a tape measure. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have to lay these out on top of the project board, the trifold board, and line them up, and they are self-adhesive, so I can just stick them down. But first I'm going to cut them if I need to, so that when I stick them down, they'll already be cut, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take all of these out of the packages, and I'll be right back with you. All right, you guys, so I'm back, and I have taken them all out of the package, and this is what they look like out of the package. So from what I can tell, so there is a little sheet of plastic on the back that's protecting it from not being stuck. So I'm going to lay these out on the board. First I'm going to do the white so you can see how I do it. So I'm going to take them and just place them down on the board. So I'm placing them on the board. As you can see, here is the line where that fold is. So I will have to cut them so they can still fold up. I'm just going to try and lay them out and let me see what they will look like together. And so I'm not too sure about this gap here. If I need to like overlap it, I guess I do. So that'll make them a little tighter. You see that? So that means I'll have some space on the sides of the board. So I'm going to try and put them up as high as I can, because I think it's going to take 2 layers. And if they overlap, they'll be like that. Sort of like that. So I'll have to line them up as best as I can. Then I'm going to have this space, if you can see, right here on the bottom. I don't know if I'm in frame. Let me pull it up a little bit. So you see this space right here? I'm going to have this space on the bottom. So I don't think it matters, because this space will be tucked into, behind the dresser. The only thing is going to be different is here. And I couldn't find any more white tiles. So that's why that is like that. So I couldn't find any more of the white tiles at the store that I went to. So I'm going to have to go with what I have. And that is the way it's going to be until I find some more white tiles. Then what I'll do is, my glasses look mighty crooked. Or is it just me? Is my face crooked? So I didn't find any more of these white tiles in the store that I went to today. I got these from a store that was across town. So it was so hot, I just didn't feel like driving over there, because I went over that way yesterday. So I'm going to lay them down as they are. And then when I find some more of the white tiles, I'll do my best to match the edges up. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. And so let me show you. So that's what we're looking at now. See how they're lined up on there? So if I can keep it that way, it'll stay even around the top. But again, I have to cut here. Let me show you. I'll have to cut here, right? In this section, I'll have to cut because of this fold in the board. If I want to fold this up, then that's going to allow it to still fold up. So that means I need to cut these tiles, mark them, and cut them. So I'm going to turn it upside down. And I guess I need a marker to mark here where this is. Because I don't think I can, or maybe I can just bend it there. So it's even. I think that'll work. Let's see. We'll find out together. So let's see if that matches up with what I have. That overlap. So yeah. So I have to cut right here along that line. So I'm going to do that, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. Okay guys, let me show you what I did real quick. I measured this to be 3.9 right here. And I measured this end 3.9. And I just marked it with some of the painter's tape. So I'm just going to take, I'm just going to cut that right here at the 3.9 mark. And hopefully I don't mess it up. All right, so that should give me my 3.9 here. I think it goes this way. And I'm not going to put it exactly on the line because if I do, it won't close. And then I'll put this as close as I can here. And I'll stick it down. I'm just trying to make sure it's lined up with the edge of this little clear strip. So I'm going to take a little piece of tape and I'm going to tape that right here. I just moved it right there. So it's lining up with the top of that plastic right there. Take this off because I can use that again. And I'm going to line this one up almost to the line. And I'm going to line these up here. Take another piece of tape and every time I touch it, it moves. I'm trying to get as close as I can. And I'm going to take this right there. All right. Then I'm going to pull this tape. Oh, it's 2 layers. Oh, you know what I think happened? Is that it's toward this part right here. When I cut it, so I might have to use some clear tape there. But I should be able to just lay this back down. I don't want to get the sticky on me. Now, is that coming up? No. So I think that'll be fine. But if I have any problems with it, I'll just take some clear glue maybe and glue it. So I'm gonna try this one too. And just lay that down so I can match this up, the edges, best as I can. And we have our first tile down, and let me check and see if I can still fold it. So I can still fold that up. You see that? And let me show you what it looks like. So you can barely tell because it's white. And I have a solution for that. So don't worry about that. So now what I have to do is cut them all the same. I think this should go this way. So it's still like brick. Let me look at it. Yeah. So I'll cut them all the same, and that way they should be fine when I put them down. So guys, it's a little bit crooked because I cut them all at the same time, but I'm not going to worry about it if you don't worry about it. So I cut those two and this one at the same time, and I'm going to just go ahead and lay them all down. Hopefully I'll get it right. Yeah. So this one go here. This one get straight. This one go here. Okay, this one goes straight. This one. And a little over right here. You see, that's what I meant about that fold line. So let's see if I can. I might have to cut this little piece right off. I don't know. I could cut it and put it on this side. When I get some tape, I'm going to cut this and I'm going to put it over here. But I don't have any clear tape right now. So let's do these in the middle. See if I can get them straight so they look like they are, you know, the brown of the tile. I think I got it straight. And this one. And I think this needs to go under here so the gray is showing. So let me see if I can pull this up. And I think as long as you hurry up and get that, it should come right up. Well, not right up, it'll come up. So, I remember where I was as far as putting it down. Hopefully it's straight. All right. So there is my tiled backsplash. Let me take this tape off here and here. And let me show you. So. All right, so we have our tiled backsplash that will fold up into this. I did it. It's a little crooked, but it's gonna be okay. Because who is inspecting your backsplash? If they are, tell them to get out. Right now, get out. Get out. There we have it. And I got some other stuff that I'm going to do to it. Once I get the other side done, then I'm going to decorate some of this. I'm going to add some additional things to it, and I will show you that when I get to that part. But right now, I'm going to just go ahead and do the back. And so we got a reversible thing, flip flop, and all that good jazz, and I'll be back. I'm back on to show you. I'm gonna just line these up like this, and I have a X-Acto knife in my band, and so when I get ready to fold this, I'm just gonna cut there because that was too much. I think I can do it without cutting. I think I can do it without cutting through the cardboard. So I'm just gonna line these up. Because this one is not on the outside fold either, but it is going to have to fold. So, that's the thing about these. You know, when you get stuff from Dollar Tree, sometimes it's not cut the same. Let me see if I can match this up. And I'm going to have some space on this side because it's not easy. But so learn my lesson from the first part and do it this way, and then cut. So there's this one. So because it's going to fold, I can't fold it now, you see? Because this is in the way. So I'm going to have to go out in my band, and it's late right now. And I got to go find my X-Acto knife to cut through that. But this might be an easier way if you do it and just take a ruler and take an X-Acto knife and just cut it down on that fold. Because this is the outside fold, so it shouldn't matter about this, leaving this gap here. But we shall see. So that is that. Then I have one more tile that I can see if I can match up to the edge here. So I only need 2 pieces of it. So let me see if I can cut this straight. I'm not a good cutter, y'all. I'm not a good cutter. Let me make my mark. You see that top bar right here? I think I'm gonna have to put some weight on here to keep them on there. But this is gonna go right there. So I'm gonna put this one right here. Put another piece here. If I have to trim it, I can just flip it over. On this one. My towel moved a little bit over here. That's why I might have to take some tape and tape it down. I have a little bit of this edge right here. I'm going to turn that off. So guys, I'm back again. This is another day. As you can see, I had changed my clothes. Let's pick up where we left off. So I couldn't find a ruler. I took my grandson to work and I went to Dollar General and they didn't have any rulers at all. So I got this right here, and I think this is a piece to my granddaughter's kitchen. And here is the cutter I was speaking of. It's like a thumb cutter. You put your finger in it and you would bear down on whatever you were cutting so it gets a straighter cut. And I have these double-sided dot tape. They're called dot tape from Dollar Tree. And so we're going to try and fix the places that were not sticking, and we're going to flip it over and then cut that seam so that it will fold from the other side. So bear with me just for a minute while I get everything ready. Okay, so this was the part that wasn't sticking right here. So I'm going to use some of this to re-stick that. Let me get my scissors. So because this is kind of puffy anyway, it shouldn't matter. So I'm just going to measure. And cut a couple pieces and see if that will hold it. And when you want to cut these, the best thing to do is, I have a little, it's like a little sticky thing that I use, and it kind of pulls this tape right up. But you have to pull both of them up. And I'm going to stick this back down so it will stay in place. Just line it back up. And now I have that fixed right there. Now, there's a little bit here. So I'll make another piece for here. Stick that down. And remember, this right here was a piece that was not letting it fold. So I'm going to cut that with my slice knife. And I'm going to add it to the other side. Hopefully I can cut through it. I don't know, this is my first time. Hopefully it works. All right, so I got most of it. All right, so there that is. And if I want to put that there, I don't think this is thin enough. Let's see, you can see. I'm going to do the bottom, and I'm going to cut this in half. I'm going to cut this piece in half, lengthwise. Because it needs to be skinny. It's very sticky. So I'm going to stick that down here. So I can match that up. Now let's see if I can fold it. Oh, I won't be able to fold it until I get this other side fixed. So let's go ahead and do that. So I want to flip it over. And I think this is all still down there. Once I cut it, it will probably come up a little bit. So here is my line that I need to cut. I'm just going to put this on here, and I'm going to try my best to cut through that. from this side so I can meet it. I don't want to mess it up. Let's see if I can meet the two. Let's see. Yep. Let me show you. So it is folding now. And this is wanting to come up. It is folding. And I missed a couple spots, I think. So let's get those. So because the way this is made, it's not as sticky in some places. I'm going to put some of this down here. See that? So we're going to stick that down. Yeah, we might have the same problem on this side. Not sure. Go in here with the scissors. See if I can get this little spot. There. Okay, so now this is folding up. You see? Now it's bent some of this here. Because I cut it crooked. Got some water on there. All right, I'm going to stick this down too. So go grab yourself some coffee or some tea while I fix this, and I'll be back. Okay, so I fixed it, and they both now fold on both sides, as you can see. And I had to tape them down so it stayed down on there. And then this side, I fixed that side as well. I think I have a little pocket here I might have to fix, and here. So I'll go ahead and fix that, and then I'll show you the rest. All right, so we're all done, and I fixed all the little places that I could see that had those little pockets where the towel was coming up at. Let me show you. And then it will fold, and I can fold it up and put it away if I want to, or I can use it on the other side. So I want to put the hooks on here somewhere where it's not going to, I guess, bother it. I try to choose hooks that are pretty flat. So these are pretty flat hooks. Let me show you. So if I put them here, just a couple. I haven't decided where though. So I'll decide where and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. All right, you guys, so I put my hooks on. I want to show you what it looks like. So I put the 3M hooks here. So here is some pot holders that I put there. And on this side, I hung my calendar on that side. So when this is open, let me show you. It will look like that behind my dresser. So it turned out pretty good. And so I'm going to decorate more than this when I put it back in my dresser. And I'm thinking for this back here, I have that space. I may put some Velcro there. So this doesn't move. Now, I can say that I had this tri-sided board, whatever you call it. I had it in my van for about 4 days. And I stuck it down in that dresser where I showed you. I stuck it down in there and it never moved. Never moved. So, but just for like assurance, I think purposes, if I put some Velcro back in the back of it, on the other side, and then Velcro it to where the top of that window is, that might be necessary at some point. You know, living in a van, you just don't know. Things come apart, there's the vibrations and everything. So I think that I will put the Velcro there just for assurance. But yeah, it turned out pretty good, right? For my first time trying to do something different for my van, I think it turned out pretty good. So you could put hooks wherever you wanted to. This is just on there with that double-sided tape, and I just put it on the wires there. So, and you got your hooks there. You can take it off. You can put it back on. You can change out your pot holders, or you can hang little measuring spoons or measuring cups there, or whatever you need to put in that spot. So I will continue and figure out what I want to put there. These are just some pot holders I grabbed from my son's drawer, so they don't match my van. But I just wanted to show you what was possible with doing this. So thanks for coming along and watching the video, and you will see this in action when I get done with it. I'm gonna go put it in the van and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay? All right, there you go. There's a good look at how it looks on my dresser, behind my dresser. And I'm gonna change it up, but I just wanted to give you an example of what it looks like now. So that's it, you guys. Thank you for watching the video. I appreciate you, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.